Hello, so today I'll quickly be going over my 3005 project. So to start off, I'll quickly go over the ER model. So, okay. So this is the ER model. So basically how it works is there's three types of users. There's a regular members, there's trainers, and there's administrators. So the regular members, they have some fitness and health statistics. They have one of each, and that contains some fitness stuff. And then they have any number of goals that they can make, so fitness or health, and then they can manage those. And once they complete them, they can mark them as complete, and or they can delete them if they feel like they're not completing it or anything. And they can also edit and change them. So, and they also, when you first register, you're asked to pay $30, so that will create a bill. And then, and so the trainers, they host training sessions based off um, the administrator booking a room. So the trainer will choose what session, if they want to host a session, choose the room if there's any available, and then they will choose the capacity, so they can do like 20 people or like one person if they want a single solo session with someone, and then it's up to the user to join that session, that training session. So, and yeah, so the training session has like a schedule, so it has start time, end time, and it has, of course, any number of users so that the trainer can print all the users and get all their profiles and see who's in their session and all that, and they can cancel sessions as well. And then the administrators, they can manage all this stuff, and they can view everything and create room bookings, and they can also create like equipment logs and view that type of stuff and maintenance logs. And so that's the quick rundown of the ER model. So to show how it's mapped to the schema, it's pretty simple, easier to visualize here. So it's the same thing. We have three types of members, and then the fitness statistics, and the trainers host the sessions, and the users join. So that's the schema. Um, so now the DDL file and the DML files, those are found right in here. Of course, there's just two. So this is the DDL that creates all the tables, and then this is the DML that gives you test data to work with. So then if we now go into PG admin, so to start off, what we're going to want to do is create a new database. And of course, the parameters, you're going to want to make sure these are set to whatever your PG admin password is and stuff. Alright, so I'll now quickly go into the implementation. So I'm going to start by deleting this. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to create a new database. And then I'm going to query in this database, I'm going to query the DDL file and the DML file. So now we have the data, so now we can run this. Okay, so we'll start with the member functions. So I can register, there's user registration, so if I try and register with a name that's already there, all the error checking imaginable is done as well. So you can't do things like make a user for a username that already exists and stuff. So if I doesn't really matter what I put here, it's not gonna work because the username already exists. But so let's make a new user. So So, and once a user's made, it will create a bill that charges $30 as well. But so now I can log in with this account we just made. And so we'll start off with profile management, so I can view my profile, and as you can see, by default, first name, all that stuff, that's blank by default. So I can actually update that here. So now if I view my profile, you'll see that's all there. And then I can update my statistics and add new statistics, and same with fitness statistics. So if I add a new health statistic, like these numbers are obviously just for demonstration. But as you can see, I can view that because I just made it. And then if I quickly add another one, let's say we'll do so that one's there as well. So but I can also delete it. So let's say number 3 I don't like. Now that's going to be there. And then I can do the exact same thing with fitness stats. That's just sort of a different way to keep track of it, and that's also in the database. Now that's going to do the exact same thing. So that's the profile management, and then in the dashboard display, so I can view my goals. As you can see, I don't have any goals right now, but so let's add a new one. So the goal, we're gonna say let's say bench 250 kg. So now if I view that, of course, I have a new goal, and this is only grabbing the goals for this user. So I can also delete the goal. That will delete that goal. So now that's going to be gone. And then let's just add another one back quickly. So now that's going to be there. So, but the main thing about this is once you complete a goal, like let's say I had an actual goal there, like lose more weight or something, and then if I mark it as complete, what that's going to do is it's going to make it into an achievement. So enter the goal of that, because it's going to delete the goal and then turn it into an achievement. So now there's no goals, but if I go back and I view my achievements, you'll see that now this is here. So I can delete it as well, and that's going to delete the achievement. And the fitness goals does the exact same thing, but just for fitness related items. Yeah, so, and then actually thinking about it now, the fitness statistics are a little bit different. So if I don't have any fitness statistics at all, so it's going to want me to make one. So that's another thing, is if there's nothing, like you probably want to have track of something. So if there's absolutely nothing, mainly applies for the health related things, but they need to know a weight and stuff. So let's just make one here. So now if I view that, so that's the fitness stats, and then if I delete that, that's going to do that. So yeah, so back in dashboard display, so yeah, that's the goals, and then the schedule management. So this is going to view all the open sessions. So these are the training sessions. So I can join these. So let's say in the DML file, let's say so let's say trainer 1 is the default. Okay. Yeah, but so let's say I can view all the open sessions, so those are the ones that are open in the default inserted data. View all the registered sessions. I'm not actually in any. But let's join a session. So now if I view all the registered sessions, now you'll see I'm actually in that one. And how this works is a trainer would create a session if there's like a room available, and then the user would join it. And as you can see, the capacity, if the capacity is above it, I wouldn't be able to join it or even see it to begin with as an open session. And then I can cancel sessions. So let's say I cancel number 1. Now if I view it, it's not going to be there. So that's how the user manages his schedule. So that's the schedule management. So all we went over right now is the member functions for user registration, profile management, dashboard display, and then schedule management. So that's all the member functions. And then the trainer function, so the trainer can register or you can log in. So I already have an account made in the default data. You can also just make one. Just like the user, you can register. But so let's say, so I can view by member, so I could search up someone's username. I believe, I believe this was the name of the user, yeah. So as you can see, I get that profile, and then I can manage my schedule. So I can see all registered schedules. Now, this user hasn't made any sessions yet, so there's not going to be any. But if I show all the rooms, so those are all the rooms that are available. So now if I create a session, let's say room A, and I just enter something here. So now if I view all the register sessions, you'll see I'm going to be in that one now. So I can, and then users would be able to join that, and the registered users would go up. And then if a user joined it, I could say, I could grab all their profiles by clicking 5. Of course, if I do it now. So as you can see, if I clicked 1 though, that's the default data, so I can see that the users are in that one. So I could create another session, I could cancel that session. And so that's the trainer functions done. So let's log out as a trainer, and then let's look at the administrative functions. So as an administrator, I'm gonna log in again. You can register, not very secure, as you can just make a username and password, but it's just for demonstration. But so let's log in. Let's say maybe there's only one. Like I could take away that functionality easily, of course, but let's say, I believe the username is admin. Yeah. So now here are the admin functions. So I can create new rooms. So I could view, when I view booked rooms, I'm viewing all the rooms that a trainer has actually booked. So those rooms, there's at least one trainer that has booked a session in that room. But so if I book a new room, let's say 23B, and you can book it just for the day, and then the trainer decides the time. So now you can see that it's there. So now I've created another room, and then trainers can now also go into that one. So the equipment maintenance logs, these are pretty simple. I can just view all them, so there's just 2 by default. And then I can add a new one. Let's say, just put that there. And then if I view them, of course that's going to be there, and I can delete them. And now it's going to be deleted. So that's just the logs, just to keep track of like equipment. And then the class schedule updating, so I can view, these are all the sessions that trainers have created. Now I could change the time, and I don't have to re-enter a time. I can change the capacity. So let's say session number 2, it's 15 users. I want to change it to 20. So now if I view all them, so you'll see now it's 20 for session number 2. So, and you can do the same with the time, or you could cancel a session, which destroys it, like cancels it. So So let's go back, and then finally, lastly, just billing management. So I believe there should be 3 bills because we created one default user, and when you register a user, it makes a $30 bill, and then the other 2 will be like 40 and 50 or something. Let's see. Yeah, so that's just because the test data, I just inserted different numbers just to differentiate it. But so yeah, you can view all the bills. You could delete a bill if you wanted to refund someone, and then you could edit a bill by changing the price. So as you can see, I just edited the bill. So that's going to be the implementation for the trainer functions, so schedule management, and then the member profile viewing as well, and then the administrative staff function. So we have the room booking management, we went over equipment maintenance, the class schedule updating, so you could update the time if you want to, and the capacity, and then the billing and payment processing is right here. So yeah, so let's log out, and then we can just close the application. Alright, well that is going to be my 3005